Hi everyone, I just wanted to come on here and talk about, I know people have been feeling more that the apocalypse is upon them, and so I just want to discuss a little more on that. Because information is very powerful, knowledge is very powerful, truth is very powerful, and it's like, how do we know truth? What is really true and what is really not true, because there is things that are really true. You're not just in some kind of illusion. I mean, you can be with certain beliefs, but that does create your reality at that time. Just as someone believing that, okay, what I'm getting with is in this community of awakening to things, and so we can become more powerful and to bring more peace and love here on Gaia. I've heard of a lot of people sometimes not making it, taking themselves out because they weren't strong enough to handle the information. They went against themselves. They probably looked at themselves too disgusting, too sick, or something in that way, and took themselves out. Now you have to be very strong-minded and more strong-willed to know that we all are here going through, learning and growing. So yes, there might be some things that you wake up to or find out that is kind of horrifying, and it will hit your soul really hard. For example, if we grow up a certain way, you believe a certain thing, does that make you really evil? You have to really think about that, because you didn't know. It's like that innocence type thing until then even then, if changing yourself sometimes takes time, but are you going to beat yourself down? And that's just like someone grew up, for example, family that believes that a different skin color means that they're not the same, and then somehow that they're a demon or something. And the orange cats outcast the white cats or the brown cats for some reason, and don't see that they're the same thing, have the same DNA line, just because they're just, a lighter brown or a darker brown color. Or have more oily hair or less oily hair, curly hair or not as curly hair. It's just, even coming to conclusions of waking up to that is ridiculous. It's just some people might not be able to handle it and be so upset with themselves. And I've come across some dark things as well. Because you will with knowledge. With knowledge, you have to learn about the things that scare you, so you know about them, so they don't scare you as much. And the good things. There would be good things and, things that you feel like will scare you, but is it really scary? I mean, there is some things that are, and you'll be like, whoa, that's where the vampirism thing comes from. Wow, okay, that's where the cannibalism thing comes from. And you see certain things in society, and it's just like, oh man, and you wake up to feeling like a monster. But are you truly? There's just something that you just didn't know or understand at the time, and that you're waking up to understanding now. You don't want to be too hard on yourself, or beat yourself down for something that you didn't even understand or was aware of, that was something. I mean, just like finding out that they do, I mean, this is very painful as well, but they do baby boy mutilations in hospitals when they're first born, cutting some of their penis off to just say, oh, it keeps them cleaner. I think when you're born, and not think, I know when you're born, your whole body, that is supposed to be your body. And they can clean that. I've met people guys that have that. You can clean that fine. Why mutilate yourself because you think that you can't clean it? That don't make sense. That's like me cutting off a part of my finger, going, oh, because I won't be able to clean it that well. It doesn't. I mean, you got to really think about certain things and certain beliefs. Like, does that even make sense? Like a certain belief that someone has had at a certain time, does that even make sense? But that's really causing harm and damage to, I mean, a baby boy's psyche. I mean, I don't even know if they give them pain medicine for that, but I mean, still, that's just like, wow, you know? And I had to wake up and even realize that one, because I didn't even see that one before at a time until it was brought to my attention. You won't realize some things until it is brought to your attention. Does that make you a bad person? Does that make humanity so evil? No, they just didn't know. Now, when you do know, you do wake up to things. That's when, you know, you got to start making the steps towards changes. It's not going to happen overnight and over a day. You're just like, boom, oh, I'm not scared of this or fearful of this, or, you know, had this habit of doing this, that it's just going to, you know, snap my fingers and be gone. You know, sometimes you have to work up to those changes, to those different things. And not be so hard on yourself. And when you come into information, like I like to study a lot, but I've been slowing down from like the last certain things that I found out about and came to my realization. I slowed down because some information that you get can feel overwhelming. I mean, I will walk my butt outside and, you know, stand in the trees, walk around, just to calm myself, calm my mind, and know that everything's going to be all right. That all I got to do is just calm down. You know, I can handle the truth. We can handle the truth, and sometimes you have to take your time on it. Because you want to be the best that you can be. You want to grow stronger and have this place be better. As above, so below. If we're in two different places at once, if I can see by closing my eyes that I'm up in the universe. That's my daughter. If I can close my eyes, this is my children, and notice that I'm up in the universe and I'm down here at the same time, that means we're meant to be in two places at once. Why can't this area that we're in right now as well be like heaven and changes towards the future of making it in right now an amazing place to be at, which we all have over time. I mean, things have been slowly changing over time. If you really look at things, things have been changing over time, and we just got to keep pushing for it. But yeah, coming up on information that doesn't feel good. I mean, it can feel really not good, and that's when you just relax, and that's when I get creative and just start being creative and kind of relaxing my mind and calm down from things, and then because I love to study and research and know more. So I just wanted you guys and girls to know to sometimes take a break from information. I mean, we should be doing that anyway. Finding a quiet space, being by ourselves for a little bit, and just kind of relaxing our mind to slow down, not become overwhelmed with things.
Mama,
Yes, sweetheart.
I need help finding the bottom to this.
Is that it right there?
No.
You guys
This
might
is
have
the
moved
top.
it to your room. You guys might have took it to your room.
Where do we?
No, because I told you girls to take all your toys to your room, remember? So make
But
sure we clean up
These
after
are
ourselves.
in your room.
Well, because you
We
girls
bring
probably
it
put it in
here.
there. So go check in there and check in your room. Mommy's doing recording right now, okay? Okay, I love you.
Let me do.
Yes, I have children, so you might hear them sometimes. Yeah, because I mean, I'll get those feelings too. Like, I understand it in this community, especially the ones that are going higher and higher and higher with information really quickly. And I mean, noticing, everything's energy, what you can do with it, what they call superpowers, all those kinds of things. The ones that are going super, super fast, but sometimes they're going so fast that they're not slowing down to pace their mind to get overloaded. I mean, because sometimes, like I said, certain information, it'll hit me and I'll be like feeling so sick with myself. And, I mean, I could do the same thing, but I don't, because I know that, like, I'm tougher than that, and, like, you gotta see your innocence. You gotta see compassion. I mean, if you really sit there and do stuff and you don't care, you keep doing stuff and you don't care. I mean, I do certain things and I do care, but it's been such like a habit or like an addiction or something. And I know that I'm gonna get rid of it. That sometimes you're looking at, it seems like so much in your life that you're changing. And I feel like do one thing at a time, not overwhelm yourself of like, oh, this is negative, this is negative. Look at the things that are positive, and then focus on one thing that you're trying to change at a time to make that change. They say that it takes like 21 days or something to make a complete change of something, of like a habit or something. Also, let's see. Yeah, just I want everyone to be careful, Of course you want to get information of like, you really want to know your environment, how to get water, how to filter water, the different fruit trees and plants and vegetables and nuts and what kind of medicine they do. That will really help, in certain situations. We really need to cut back because what our a lot of big problem is that we get money, or we acquire so much things, and the appreciation for things go down. Like if somebody made you a shirt or made you an outfit, the time that it took to make that, and to really appreciate that's given to you, or the medicine, or hair product, or bath stuff, or food that someone's created for you, or anything that someone has made or created or done. And it takes a lot of time. And I feel like, in a way, that people, yes, it's easy to get so much stuff, just get so much stuff and be overwhelmed with stuff. We need to do more minimalism, living that way. Because then your children will appreciate things more. If you're the type that gets them all kinds of stuff, I mean, it's nice, yeah, you want to get your kids all kinds of stuff, but do they appreciate it? You give them a $50 toy, do they go over there and step on it and smash the freaking face in and like it ain't shit in a week? And they just got tiles and tons of toys everywhere that they don't give a fuck about? And that's growing the entitlement. I mean, with this area of America, like, there's the whole entitlement, just gimme, and not appreciating anything that's in front of them. How hard is it to get water? How hard is it to, I mean, you're like, oh, it's so easy, but you take things away. Especially if you haven't looked at it or noticed it in years. It's just causing space. Are you appreciating that item? Are you needing that item for anything? I try to teach my children and myself things from scratch. Because if some apocalypse thing really did happen, how are you going to know what medicine to use? How are you going to know what food's what? How to get clay? How to make certain things? How to make clothes? How to do anything? You have to learn that shit from scratch. And to appreciate how things are done. Yes, it's cool that you can go to the market and you can get stuff from all over the world. But do we really appreciate that? And it's like, oh, yeah, I pay $1 for it and this and this. And that's why, I feel like the system is getting all weird because, okay, yeah, you got to work hard for things. And then it seems like you're getting things for $1 that seems cheap, but in the actuality, is it really? Because your time is valuable, and you're just throwing all that stuff out the door. And minimalism, to appreciate what you have and to not be overwhelmed, and so your children can actually know how to do things and appreciate things. And then feel more grateful and thankfulness of what you have. Because if we're always just wanting more and more and go over this person's place and steal what they got, you still don't give a fuck what you got. Still never going to be happy because you're not appreciating anything that you got in front of you. I've brought it down. It went back up a little bit because I get a lot of stuff given to me, which I really appreciate, that kind of love, because I give too in different ways, and I give in that way too. I get so much stuff that I'll give a lot of stuff away too. But I try to bring it down to just me and the girls have plates, maybe a guest plate. Just the amount of forks that we need. Just, not overdoing things so much where you just have so much overpiling. Have this pan, that pan, this thing. You don't need all of that. Unless you have a whole bunch of people living with you. That'd be different. If I had bigger place and everybody had their own room spot or whatever, can be in their own energy for a while and do what they're doing, like they did back with their tribes and had their little tents and everybody was together but they had their own space. That would be amazing. And then you have like a whole bunch of different dishes. Okay, because you need them. Not if you don't need them like that. Have like 20 sets in your house. Maybe 20 pairs of shoes that you don't even use. I'm not saying that it's horrible to have stuff. It's good to have stuff if you appreciate it, if you're taking care of it. Okay. But teach your kids to appreciate things too and to clean up after themselves. That's good. If you're always doing it, if they do leave or want to go somewhere to do something different, are they going to know how to do that stuff for themselves? Are they going to know how to do their clothes? Are they going to know how to do stuff for themselves? You want them to know how to do stuff for themselves, because that's why you feel like the apocalypse is on you, because you don't know how to do anything for yourself. You don't know how to get your own electricity. You don't know how to get your own water. You don't know how to go get your own food outside. You don't know how to get your own medicine from outside. You're relying on too much greatly on the government, or because it's so accessible in certain ways for you to run and go get it. But what if it wasn't able to go get it? Or do you even appreciate that you want to appreciate stuff? That's what's going to make the world feel more happier around you, feel more joy around you. I mean, yes, we're in the age of where we can get so much information at once. You can be overloaded with information. So that's why you got to turn stuff off sometimes, to just be quiet. Be still. So you're not feeling like you're overwhelmed and, I want to do, like, I want to read a book, but I mean, I'm doing this, and I want to sit down and maybe draw or come up with some kind of creative thing, but I'm running here. I got to talk to this person. Like, dude, calm down. You're not going anywhere. Meditation is a big deal with that. Like, just to relax your mind. And it changes your mind. Just like what I was saying before with getting good information or bad information. I'll have some times where it feels like my brain is cracking. Like, I'll hear it popping and cracking, because it is actually, I really think it is changing how I see things and view the world. And I used to be, man, I didn't realize how scared of the world I was and how much I felt like this place was evil or something. Like I wasn't supposed to be here. I'm supposed to be somewhere else. That's so dangerous. I mean, because you won't find joy in hardly anything. Or people, because they keep saying, oh, you're only supposed to care about this one being that's somewhere, and everything else is on the back burner. So your complete joy is going towards that.